Just then, a convoy of black cars pulled up. A regal, elegantly dressed woman stepped out of a Range Rover, flanked by several bodyguards. Kyle's face lit up. "My wife is here. You're dead." Isabella stepped out of the Range Rover, her red high heels clicking sharply on the asphalt. The tailored black power suit clung to her curves, every line screaming authority, the Iron Lady of Apex Corporation, just as the crowd had whispered. Her raven hair was pulled back in a tight bun, red lipstick applied with surgical precision, and her eyes scanned the chaos with icy calm. She didn't look surprised or guilty, just annoyed, like this was a minor inconvenience interrupting her day. Kyle scrambled toward her like a whipped dog, his earlier arrogance melting into desperate eagerness. "Babe, thank God you're here. This psycho hit my Porsche, your gift to me, and now he's extorting me for 10 million. He even lied and said the Porsche is his. Look at this." He snatched the Porsche's registration from the ground and shoved it in her face. "He forged this to scam me." Isabella's gaze flickered to the registration, then to me. Her lips tightened into a thin line, but her voice remained steady, cold, controlled. "Damien, what are you doing here?" She didn't call me husband, didn't acknowledge the 10 years of marriage, the life we'd built before I left for my sensitive business overseas. To her, I was just a ghost from the past, ruining her perfect little fantasy. The crowd leaned in, sensing drama. "Wait, they know each other?" someone muttered. "Is he her husband?" Kyle's head snapped around, his face turning ashen. "Husband? Babe, what's he talking about? You said you were single." Isabella didn't even glance at him. She kept her eyes locked on me, her tone sharp as a blade. "This is my ex-husband, Damien Blackwood. We've been separated for years. He's been unstable since then, obsessed with trying to take what's mine." "Ex-husband?" I laughed, a cold, bitter sound that cut through the noise. "Since when? We never filed for divorce, Isabella. You can't just erase a decade of marriage because you found a younger toy to play with." I nodded at Kyle, who looked like he'd been punched in the gut. "And for the record, that Porsche isn't a gift. It's company property. You charged it to Apex's corporate account last week, receipt number 7492. Want me to read you the rest of the charges? The penthouse you rented him downtown, the Rolex you bought for his birthday, all paid with money from the company I founded." Gasps rippled through the crowd. "He founded Apex, but everyone says Isabella built it from the ground up. She's been stealing company funds to fund her affair?" Isabella's face finally cracked, fury flaring in her eyes. "You have no proof," she snapped. "Apex is mine. I ran it while you were off gallivanting around the world, doing God knows what. You abandoned this company, abandoned me. You forfeited all rights to it." "Forfeited?" I pulled out my phone and pulled up a digital copy of Apex's founding documents, projecting it onto the side of a nearby building using a portable projector I'd had my assistant bring. I'd come prepared. The crowd gasped as they saw my name, Damien Blackwood, listed as the sole founder and majority shareholder. "I own 78% of Apex, Isabella. You're just the CEO I hired to run it while I was away. You think I didn't check the books every month? I knew about the embezzlement 6 months ago. I just wanted to see how far you'd go." Kyle stumbled back, staring at Isabella in disbelief. "You lied to me about everything. You're married, the Porsche is stolen, I'm just a toy?" Isabella rounded on him, her patience snapping.